Baby, come and talk to me. Jealousy, tryna show you love, it's that TLC.
I'm sorry, Mom. Okay, what's up? I came up with the idea to do Netflix show recommendations because majority of the time I breathe, I am watching Netflix. And I watch a lot of good shows, and I like to think I'm eloquent in the language that is Netflix. So let me enlighten y'all on what I'd be watching. I like to think when you can tell when a show is going to get canceled or when a show was canceled because either how it ends, like it ends in a stupid cliffhanger, or the last season has like a shorter amount of episodes than all the previous seasons, or you can just tell when it starts getting stupid so they can conclude it. You know what I mean? My first recommendation is Reign. Reign is such a good show. Basically, Queen Mary has been engaged to the Prince of France, aka Francis. Since they've been 6, they've been engaged, and they sent her off to a convent because it was too dangerous to live at French court or whatever when she was 6 years old. And then she eventually comes back to French court because somebody poisons her food taster. And basically, she tries to navigate their engagement because they haven't seen each other since like she left for the convent. Her life in French court and like how crazy that is, but also like trying not to die in French court. So my next recommendation is called The Reign. It's a pretty good show. It has 2 seasons. It's in a different language, so you're obviously gonna need subtitles. So there's Toxic Reign, right? And it's like a family. There's a younger brother, the older sister, and the mom and the dad, right? The dad invented the Toxic Reign. I don't know why. For fun? I don't know. The brother is immune to it, and basically, like, if you go outside in the rain, you touch it, you die. Dad ends up dying, I think, or he disappears. He said he's gonna come back. He went to the store for milk, he never came back. And so then the mom dies. Like, they're in this bunker because like the dad invented the Toxic Reign, so like he gets to have his own bunker to survive it, I guess. They gotta leave the bunker for some reason. They try not to die and like find shelter and find food and like whatever else they're looking for. Because I genuinely do not remember. My next recommendation is one of my favorite shows. It's The Society, ladies and gentlemen. The Society. It is such a good show. Basically, it has obviously 1 season, but 2nd season is coming this year. Basically, these kids like high schoolers get trapped inside of their town, and all of the adults are gone, and trying to find a way out of the town, trying to figure out why they're trapped in the town and there's no adults around, and trying not to die. The next show on the list is Quantico. That has 3 seasons. So basically this show is about, it stars Priyanka Chopra. It flashes back to her time training at Quantico to become an FBI agent, but then it also like starts in the present, and basically somebody blew up Grand Central Station and they're framing her and saying she did it. Follows along her journey trying to figure out who the heck is framing me, and then also like flashing back to her time training at Quantico. That's a pretty darn good show. Alright, my next show is Travelers. I love this show so much. I cannot get anybody in my family to watch this show, and it really saddens me. It has 3 seasons. It was supposed to get a 4th season, but Netflix canceled it. Basically, this show is about people from the future. We destroyed the planet, basically, and we still live on the planet, and like the future is horrible. So people from the future have figured out a way to transport their consciousness into the bodies of people in the past, but they only do basically like it overwrites the person, so like you can never get back the person who was in the body, but they only like do that to people who are gonna die, and obviously they're in the future, they know who's gonna die, and like basically like once they do that, they alter the past in order to like save the future. Yeah, you just like follow along their whole journey. Shameless is my next show recommendation. Shameless has a whopping total of 9 seasons. Shameless is TVMA. So basically 6 siblings. There's Fiona, Liv, Ian, Debbie, Carl, and Liam. They're literally, their parents are like, the mom is bipolar, she dips all of the time and doesn't take care of her kids, and the father is like on everything, literally every drug, every alcohol. He's crazy. He's like a scammer and everything. None of them, the parents don't take care of the family. So the oldest, Fiona, is forced to take care of the kids and everything. Literally, the show just follows their entire life, and they're trying to figure out how to make do in the south side of Chicago. My next recommendation is Zoo. Oh my god, I love this show. Basically, there's only 3 seasons. All you need to know is what happened in the show animals have like finally risen up and told humans to like stop keeping them in captivity, stop messing with me. Dogs even too, like little pet dogs and stuff. They're like, nah fam, I ain't gonna be in captivity anymore. So basically they rise back and strike back against like humans and everything. And so there's like a team of people, the main characters of the show obviously, are trying to figure out why it's happening, why they're like striking back now, and also trying to find a cure for the animals because they're like rabid and they're not. Okay, then my next show, my recommendation is Dragon's Race to the Edge. Now, there's 6 seasons of this on Netflix. Now, if you are a How to Train Your Dragon buff like I am, you will know that obviously there's the first movie. There's this show that was on Cartoon Network, and then they put this show on Netflix, right? The Cartoon Network show you should probably watch before you watch the show, but it really doesn't matter. If you're not following the shows, like how like the MCU and the TV shows that are on like Netflix, that Marvel TV shows are not connected. It doesn't matter, right? So it's kind of like that. The How to Train Your Dragon series, it does that. They're like, what the heck? How did Jacob go from being a literal small child to being a grown adult? You're like, what the heck? What's going on? This show, people, bridges the gap. It bridges the gap between How to Train Your Dragon 1 and How to Train Your Dragon 2. So it's literally like the movie, which is like all in its greatness, but in a show form. And it bridges the gap between the first movie and the second movie. And like it shows them like growing up and everything and moving off to like their own, away from Burke, and like flying further than the archipelago and everything, and going and like settling on their own little island, having their own little base, and discovering all of these cool new dragons that they obviously show in the second movie, and like explaining like along how they go and how that one guy who's like with the alpha and everything in the second movie, how he comes about. It explains. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. And there's like their little filler episodes, but like majority of the time it's like, oh my god, what are you doing? My next recommendation is How to Get Away with Murder. So this show has a total of 6 seasons, but there's only 5 seasons on Netflix. Okay, so yeah, the gist of the show. There is a murder every season in the beginning of the show. It's like, oh my god, body drops. You're like, what the heck? What's going on here? It kind of flashes back between the future, where like this body is dropped and like not really, and then it goes back like 3 weeks ago, right? And it just keeps leading up, like kind of like that. They solve like legit court cases and everything in between, flashing forward to the future and then flashing back to the past. The last show I am recommending to y'all, it's called Designated Survivor. It has 3 seasons on Netflix. The gist of it is somebody blows up the Capitol building, killing everybody inside of it. Everybody in line to be president is in the Capitol building and dies, except for the designated survivors. So they put Homie, who is literally the last person in line to be president, is the Secretary of Housing and Urban Development. It's like the lowest of lows job, and he was almost fired. Literally, the show follows him navigating his new presidential life, becoming the literal president of the United States, and also trying to figure out who bombed the Capitol building and killed everybody in line to be president. So that is the last show. I hope I enlightened you on all of these great shows, and I hope you actually legit check them out. Peace. Roll the outro.
You're my favorite song, you're my therapy. Music for my soul, classic R&B. We don't need a plan B, about to have a family. Sounding like a Grammy every time you speak.